Inawisdom recently delivered an IDP solution for a global specialist insurance company. The goal was the extraction of key data from documents to speed up document processing, which is normally done by skilled individuals. We created a scalable IDP pipeline by leveraging generative AI services available on AWS to extract the key data points. This came along with a user interface which allowed the underwriters to review and correct the data that was extracted as needed. We completed the proof of value in only 4 weeks and achieved a fantastic 80 to 90% accuracy, significantly higher than off-the-shelf solutions. As an example of just one component of our IDP accelerator, we will now demonstrate the data point extraction module. This can handle complex nested data from within documents and at a greater success rate than we have ever achieved. We work with customers to identify data points and structures and build rules accordingly, which of course varies depending on the complexity of the information required. For the most complex data, we harness the power of state-of-the-art LLMs that are available on AWS. Where we're looking now is the landing page that you arrive when you log in, but let's go over to the rules section on the side panel on the left that we were just talking about. So we can either add our own rule set, for example, one called My Rule Set, or we can select one that's already been defined. So let's do that. We will look at sublimits. Sublimits have these are actually using generative AI because these are complex data points and just need the power of these LLMs behind them. So, but there are other sources that you can use to define the rules. So the simpler data points up here, they'll just use not simple, but still less simple than the state-of-the-art generative AI that's used for the sublimits. And that's the rule set. So if we now go over to the upload section, the UI allows customers to upload documents directly. However, the solution can receive submission from other streams, like documents attached to emails, where each attachment is just processed as a document that's been submitted as we will in the way we're about to is, or it can be served even by FTP, allowing for a variety of solution requirements. We know there are a lot of ways to store your data, so we ensure the solution can fit your needs. Firstly, we will select the generative AI test rule set again from the drop-down list, and then we can either press the upload pack button, or in my case, I'm just going to use the drag and drop feature because I prefer that. But like I said, there are even other methods of doing it. So that's now been uploaded. And we'll now wait for 2 minutes to complete. So these standard, what we call standard data points, this is a good point to show off some of the features of the UI. So this UMI was correctly extracted. And as you can see, what happens is when you press a piece of text, it actually highlights that in the document, which is great because these documents are really long and it can just be very, very difficult to navigate without a feature like that. Again, it's extracted the name correctly. Don't worry about any of the names here. This is all fake data. We don't have any sensitive data here. Here's a really good feature. The inception date, this is actually not the inception date, this is false. And as you can see here, each extraction has a confidence score associated with it. The model's not very confident in this extraction, and it shouldn't be because it was wrong. So what the user can do is correct the information and submit this. And the amazing part about this is it creates this feedback loop where the users are constantly improving the model by providing correct answers in the rare occasion where the model is getting it wrong, because like I said, most of the time it's getting it right. And just again, limit, it's got that right. But if we then start with the sublimits, which are the ones we really want to show you, if we look at Earth movement, it's actually recognized that there are two different things. So if we just quickly define what a sublimit is, all it's going to be is an amount that applies to some peril, for example, flood. So we will not pay you more than 50 million, for example, for flood. And there can be locations, or there can be other, it's very complicated, but for now we're just looking at peril, amount, and location. So we can see that for Earth movement, it has found that there are two, what's really showing off how complicated these documents are is that it's actually split into two different sublimits, but it's recognized. One is zone 1 and the other is zone 2. Again, for flood, you can see it's got the correct amount, there. 15 million, that's for special flood hazard area. 30 million in a moderate flood hazard area. Got that all right. And then if we look at the size of these documents, there's so much stuff here. It's got that. If it even in the case where it's just 2% of the total insured values, where it's just random text as the amount, the model understands what the amount is in a sublimit, and so yeah, these models just have a very deep understanding of the content they're trying to understand. So this is just a few examples. You can see it's got loads here, and that's the UI, and that's just an example of one document being processed. So the next part is the test harness. This is a data science-based solution that we're offering, and as such, constant analysis of performance is key. Test harness allows for iterative improvement when developing with customers and a clearer understanding of the metrics we use for performance comparison. So what we're looking at now is an upload screen, exactly the same as before. You want to select your rule set. You actually want to name each test harness run because each can be different. So I'm looking at the ones in the demo rule set just because there's actually more submissions there. So if we go to there and then view pat details, all that's going to happen is you're going to submit a document like we just said. It's going to do the data point extraction in the same way as we just demonstrated to you. The only difference is you've provided a set of gold standard values, and it's going to compare what's extracted to those. So you can see here it's got an F1 score of 94.73, basically 100%. The only thing it missed was layers. If it hadn't, it would have got 100%, and that's a test harness. We have now seen just one aspect of Inawisdom's IDP accelerator solution. This solution allowed for multiple documents to be rapidly uploaded, the key data extracted, and then is recorded into a database, which then allows you to search, contrast, collate, etc. with the extracted data, or to overlay additional generative AI applications. For example, further interrogation of the data for deeper business insights. This was just one example of the possible use cases available to address with the IDP accelerator. It can be used across multiple industries with varying document types, whether this is text, video, or some other document type. Thank you for watching.